Salute, MobTube. How's everybody doing tonight? Uh, I don't know how many people. Okay, we only got 13 people right now. Rusty's going crazy. I don't know how many people we're going to get tonight. Do you hear him? He's dancing with his food or something. Yeah, I don't know. But honestly, I don't know. Maybe I should have made this a public regular show. I don't know. I really wasn't sure what to do. But, I mean, uh, I figured I had to do this. Okay. And I talked to Don Berlin earlier and a couple of other people. And I was trying to decide if I want to do this because some things are better left. Some things are better left private, I guess you could say. But I guess what makes me me is that I'm a fucking open book, and I tell you guys everything. So I'm gonna do that tonight. Um, there's a couple of people that know what's going on. I talked to them after the show earlier. People reached out. They saw that I was obviously going through something. So um, I'm going to just let you guys in on it. I'll tell you what's going on. And I'm sure there'll be some scumbags out there who want to kick me while I'm down. If you want to, SoFlo Pizza, if you want to go on tomorrow, tonight, kick me while I'm down. Just remember, I'm going to get back up at some point. Um, all right. Listen, let me just say something because I have to preface everything with this. I'm not doing anything for donations. There's no point in giving me money for what I'm about to tell you. Money ain't going to help the situation. Nothing's going to help the situation. So this isn't sad fishing. It certainly isn't. So, I'm not, because, that's the first thing that'll be said. You know my thing. If you enjoy the entertainment, donate. Don't worry about donating because of what's going on with me. It's not going to make a difference. Thank you, guys. I know. Thank you. I had a plan to kind of go back to bear with me, guys. I was talking to Don about doing this show, and he thought it would be a good idea. I always defer to Don Berlin. He's probably the most wise man I know. Brilliant guy. I take his advice on a lot of things. And he said I should do this show, and I made a plan to do it I just wanted to go out. I had to get out earlier, so I was out just driving around, and I try to go to Cam's crib because I got to break this news to him, and I was driving around and trying to figure out what to do, and I was talking to Don for a while. Uh, anyway, my plan for this show tonight was that um, I was going to tell you the story. I guess you could say. Uh, I guess it's. I guess I could say it's a part of my life uh, that. Well, I don't even know what. Sorry, guys. My whole life, my mother was sick. I'm gonna try again. Um, from a very young age, since I was maybe 7 or 8, uh, my mother has been dealing with heart problems. She's been dealing with heart problems. I still remember the first time my mom was hospitalized. We lived in Queens. I was, like I said, 7 or 8. And it's when she got her first pacemaker because she went into complete heart block and she almost died. So I was always concerned about my mother. Always. Always. I even in my teen years, and I was just talking to a friend about this, my best friend. Even in my teen years, uh, if I woke up on any given day, whether it was 7 a.m. or 2 p.m., if I didn't hear my mom moving around, I wouldn't get out of bed till I did because I was afraid I'd find her. I was afraid I'd find her. And I've always been afraid of that my whole life. My whole life. And over the last few decades, I guess you could say, I've watched my mom be in and out of the hospital constantly with heart failure. Constantly. And I've watched her health deteriorate. And, I've seen it get worse and worse. Even till this day, if I get up and I don't hear my mom, I didn't hear her go to the bathroom, I don't hear her TV on in her room, I go into a fucking panic. And I don't even check. I can't. So I check with Shanna, Braden, whoever's home. Have you seen my mom today? Is she okay? Did she go to the bathroom? Anything? Did you hear her TV? One of the reasons I'm so grateful for the fact that she lives here is so that I know where she is and that she's safe, and I don't have to worry that she went into complete heart failure while she's driving down a dark road or some shit, because that actually happened once. Um, me and my mom have had a lot of ups and downs, without a doubt. But and I was no great son, but I've tried to all right. I've I've tried to make up for as much as I could in the last few years. That's why it's so important to me that I have my mom here with me, and that I do as good as I can so she can do as good as she can, or that I could provide her with the best of whatever it is she wants. Um, Lately, her health has been getting worse, and I mean really bad. She was down to 10% of her heart function, and uh, she's got very bad diabetes, and they have her on so many blood thinners that she just bleeds randomly all over her arms, everywhere. And I see this every day. And I clean blood off the walls and everywhere else because she's always bleeding. And I feel terrible when I look at her arms because if she even bumps her arm on something, she starts bleeding. Now, we've been aware of the fact that her health has been failing. But every time my mom has a doctor's appointment for the last 40 fucking years, well, last 35, whatever. I, she she always winds up getting okay news, you know. And excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Jesus Christ, everything winds up being okay. At least, you know, she hasn't gotten the final news. Um, uh, every time she goes to the fucking doctor, I'm scared to death. Every fucking time. This time I was extra scared because my mom hasn't even been eating. She hasn't been eating anything, no matter what I get her or make her. She hasn't been eating. And today I went out to get myself some lunch, and I brought my mom something because what I had was really good, so I wanted her to have it too. So I brought it home for her, and she wasn't here, and I thought at this point her doctor's appointment was over. So I didn't know where she was, so I called her, and she didn't answer. And then my brother calls me, and he tells me that my mom is frantic, and that the doctor just told her that she has a couple of weeks to live. Give me a second. Of course, I went in a complete fucking panic. I went into a complete panic, and I called my mom, and my mom was hysterical, which, how could she not be? And she told me what they said. I did not accept what they said, and I told her that I'm going to fucking make some calls tomorrow and possibly make a scene because I want some answers about something. I'm not going to get into what. But there's something that should be being done right now that's not being done. Anyway, I talked to my mom. She seemed to be okay. She said she's got to stay out because there's something she had to do. It's not important what. And she said, don't worry about it. There's nothing I can do right now. Anyway, I can't even talk to anybody till tomorrow. So I did the show that I did earlier. Because to tell you the truth, I needed to. Because now it wasn't just the rage for SoFlo. It was the rage that I was feeling because of what's going on and about the fact that I'm about to lose my mother. At the end of the show, well, it wasn't supposed to be the end, my mom called me back. And she told me that Dr. Malik, who is my cardiologist as well as hers, and one of the top cardiologists in the fucking country, confirmed what the other doctor said. My mother was supposed to be going today to find out if she could get a device that would help keep her alive. And they told her that they can't even risk the surgery. She would die. So I guess now she's going to die anyway. I don't know how to handle this. I had to get a hold of my daughter and break the news to her while some scumbag is trying to ruin her fucking life. She had to find out that her grandmother, who she loves and adores, is dying. Then I had to wake Shanna up and tell her. And Shanna was devastated, as is my brother and my best friend, who my mother raised like a son. I don't know what to do. She's in her room. I just checked on her. I brought her something to eat. I don't know. It was the food I brought home earlier. I don't know if she's going to be able to eat it. I hope. But I got to face the fact that when they say a couple of weeks, it could be any minute. Could be any minute. And I am going to find her, like I was always afraid of. Like I said, I went out. I went out because I had to be out. I went by, like I said, Cam's crib because I have to tell him this news next. He calls to check on my mom all the time. He's always been worried about her health, too. I had to call my best friend. Like I said, luckily, he stayed on the phone with me for about an hour and a half and was able to kind of sort of keep my mind off things for a little while. But now I had to come home, and I figure that I'd probably be better off on here with you guys than, I don't know. I don't know what I might do. So that's why, one of the reasons Don told me to come on and share this with you. And he said he would come on and his wife would come on. They don't have to if they don't want to. But I figured this is as good a time as any for an addiction and recovery show. Don't get me wrong, guys. I am not going to relapse. I can't. If I fall apart, everything falls apart. But I'm not going to say it wasn't my first thought. Now I have to not let my mother see this. I don't mean this show. I mean this. Because I got to try to keep her mind off of this. She's always been terrified of death. I can't even imagine what she's feeling. Anyway, let me read some comments. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. Sorry. I had to blow my nose and stuff. Let me put these on. I might be smoking more than usual tonight, and that's a fucking lot. Let's face it, but I don't know what else to do. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words. There's no way I could read everybody's comment, but thank you. Thank you, Shinebox, for your support earlier and now, and Robert B. and War and Miss Can't Be Wrong and Jesse, everybody who reached out to me. Thank you. FBS, my mom is very sick and I've been going through the same situation. You need to be strong and help her as much as possible. Tell her you love her and be with her every day. I will. I will. Thank you, Tony Hanson. Guys, let me do something real quick. Also, for you, unfortunately not. I wish you could. Thank you for asking, but I told you nothing's going to help. Money's not going to help. Nothing's going to help. Her blood pressure has been dropping so low. Thank you, guys. Love you too, man. Thank you, Blacks. I'm going to, JoJo. I am. Thank you, Chris Parks. Amberlyn, Chris, go ahead and drop the link and let War and I come on, as well as anyone else who's familiar with death and dying issues. It could help many people here and elsewhere. Okay. I know you are, bro. Thank you, Mustache Pete, Southie Girl, everybody. Thank you so much. Jeff Nadeau, I can't begin to express my sorrow for you. I'm here and just a few minutes away, bro, if you need to talk. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, bro. 90th and Sutter, new member. Thank you for becoming a member. To sit down with Jeff Nadeau, $10. Chris, if you need me to drive up to your house, I'd be happy to. I might just take you up on that. I'll let you know, Jeff. James Horoff, thank you for being a member for FBS, and I love you too, bro. What did I say? Thank you for being a member for 3 months. I don't know what I said. I love you too, bro. No freaking ZD now. I love you, bro. I could not imagine. Every one of us are here for you, and I pray this community puts everything aside and does not use this against you. We love you, FBS and Mama FBS. We're all fam. Thank you, bro. And I doubt they will. I doubt they will. They'll probably be attacking me tomorrow, but you know what? I'm losing my mother. That's nothing what they're doing. Pounding that pink veal. Chris, I found you after my mother passed. No matter what is going on, you were there, brother. Please allow me to extend my deepest sympathies. Anything I could do, even if it's to cuss me out, rage. I might do that, bro. Thank you. Maybe I'll call you just to yell at you. Well, they're gonna speak to me tomorrow, Bobby. You can bet your fucking ass. You can bet your ass. Because there's something that should be happening right now that's not happening. Mustache Pete, we're all here for you, my friend. Fuck YouTube and all the drama. All that matters right now is the people you love around you. Nothing else matters. Exactly, Mustache Pete. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I know you guys are always there for me. It means the world to me. T. Gainey, but continue being the great son that you are and enjoy every second you have with her. I lost a parent last year, and it's something you can't be prepared for. No, I'm sure. Especially, you know. Me and her were all each other had for a long, long time. I know, Michael. Thank you, Isaac. It's a fucking nightmare. There you go, SoFlo. You happy? My nightmare's coming true. Coming true. It has nothing to fucking do with you. Chris, I know this is very hard, but use the tools you learn to recover. You have this 24 hours with your mother. You have this day to be present. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just stay in today for Mom. I will, bro. Thank you. FBS, call anyone you need to, day or night, and do. Mustache Pete, common sense, war, etc. I will. I definitely will. Thank you, JJ Lambo, the Mafia Stories. Thank you. You need to take it 1 hour at a time if necessary and continue doing the right thing, bud. Thank goodness you're sober and can and will handle your responsibilities. That's it. Yeah. It's a good fucking thing. I will know freaking ZD now. I know. I know. I had to be out. But this is probably better for me. I don't want to be home. I still want to be out. Shanna's fucking. Not only is she devastated about my mom, but now she's got me to worry about. She's terrified. She don't know what might happen. We are here for you, Chris. Make her comfortable as possible. Live in the now if you can. Stay focused. No slipping at all. Or you can call me. Thank you, Shinebox. Guys, while we have 174 people here, I need to request something of you, okay? And this is extremely important. Tomorrow, I don't care what's said or who it's said by, unless it's kind words. Unless it's kind words, I don't want to hear it. SoFlo will do a show tomorrow trashing me and my whole family. He don't care. But I don't want to hear about it, guys. I'm asking you. I'm begging you. Do not email me anything. I don't care if it's a threat. I don't care what it is. For the near future, okay, please don't send me anything. Don't text me anything. Don't call me with any bad news. Don't email me anything, even if it's threats, unless it's something so serious that I need to know about it. I'm asking you guys that as a favor. Please. I got to focus. If these motherfuckers want to tear me apart, let them tear me apart. I can't be worried about that right now. I can't even be engaged in it right now. I can't. I can't because if I am, I'm going to waste time. And there's not enough of it to waste. Sorry, guys. That time it was an accident. Sorry, guys. I got lost. FBS compartmentalize right now. Focus on your mom and family. Just be with her. Leave nothing left unsaid. Share your love, and she will go in peace. Feeling that love. I don't want her to go at all. I'm going to drop the link. Thank you, Chris Capello. I love you too, bro. What's up, bro?
Hey, big brother. Little brother, how you doing, man? I'm
That's
sorry, that's a dumb question. That's cliche. I just love you.
I love
That's
you
all I
too.
want you to know. And I'm here for you. And I just wish I could be by your side right now and just, Frankie, come on, cut it out. He knows his dad is upset. My cat. Um, uh, I just wish I could be by your side right now and give you a hug, be your strength. And I'll try to do that from a distance best I can. And I love you, bro. Shame it.
Bro, you don't have to do anything from a distance, bro. You know that.
I know. I know. I just want you to know I'm here for you.
Good.
Always.
I know you are, bro. And I appreciate it more than you know.
I love you too.
I appreciate it more than you know. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. I'll tell you that right now.
You have a lot of people that love you and that have your back, bro.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you, bro. Hey, Jesse. Jesse, you there?
Hey,
Hey,
There
Jesse.
you are.
uh, it's an awkward thing to say. How are you doing?
The best I can.
Good. You've got tons of friends here. You reach out, you pick up, you call Mustache Pete, you call Common Sense, you call whoever you got to call 24/7. We're here for you.
I will, I promise.
Okay? I I've been there. When my mom was diagnosed, she was given months, and that's about what we had. So I know exactly what you're going through. I know what you're feeling. All right, just stay strong. You have a lot of us here. Um, you've got Shanna, you've got your daughter, your stepsons. Um, you're you're gonna need to lean on your brother. I mean, I don't know what your relationship is with him,
My
but
relationship with my brother's fantastic.
good, good, good. You guys are gonna need to be there for each other. Um, I'm sure you know that. I mean, honestly, I don't think I have anything to say that anybody else wouldn't have to say, but just please know you're not alone and you have all of us. And you need to pull show whenever you need to. For us, we'll be here. You need to reach out to one of your friends. We'll be here.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, people are saying that I'm lucky because I have time to say goodbye, but I'd rather it was sudden because I don't want her to be scared. And I know how scared she is.
Well, can I give you a little insight to that? My mom, we had months to deal with it, like mentally wrap our heads around it. Um, my stepmother never even told me he passed away until later. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's worse. I don't like either.
Yeah.
So I had one extreme or the other with both of my, well, biological parents, my mother and my father. So, but you are given the gift of time to at least, I mean, I would have to say, yeah, just spend as much time with you can. Tell her you love her, you know, whatever she needs, whatever she wants.
I'm going to. Don, you're on. I'm going to. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to, take her someplace tomorrow. I don't know where. Something fun to do. I don't know. I'll come up with something. I'm gonna try to do that every day. Every day.
God, my heart's sinking so fast for you.
I know. Thank you, Jesse. I don't know what to do, but you guys are helping me more than you know.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Robert, how are you?
I got a shitty cold. Other than that, all right. I would, if I were you, I'd let Shannon know you're going to be all right, buddy. It's hard going through this. I know, but you don't want her at work worrying about you with everything else going on.
No, I,
You know what
I
I
let
mean?
her know. I let her
Yeah,
know.
you're gonna be all right, man. Everybody here is just a phone call away now.
Why is she barking? I know.
That made me laugh.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
Don.
I talked to Robert earlier on the phone. He reached out, Robert. You know how much I appreciate you. And War reached out. All of you guys on the screen did. And I thank you so much.
Yeah, right here, man. We ain't that far away. I know I ain't.
No, I know. I actually thought about coming to see you earlier, bro, honestly.
Anytime, man. You things get too much. You just want to get out on the road or something like that. You got a destination to go. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I'm lucky to have all you guys. I know that much.
Just love you, brother. You've been
Yeah, I went through this some years ago with my dad. And see, I'm an only child, so I didn't have any brothers or sisters or anything. So I kind of had to handle everything myself. My mom was a mess, so it ain't easy for sure. I
No.
know my dad was my best friend in the world. Recovery. I mean, he was everything. Buddy, my biggest fan as far as my playing goes. I mean, you name it. He was there for me every step of the way. So it was tough. It ain't
I'm
easy,
sorry
but
for your loss, bro.
we all get through it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was in 2007, and it ain't
I'm
easy.
sorry for your loss.
Yeah, thanks. Just make sure you tell her you love her constantly. That's all.
Oh, I will.
And it's okay to
Yes.
cry with her. Let her see. Everybody's
Yeah.
so worried about not letting anybody see them cry, and they know you're upset. She knows you're upset.
Hey, Chris, this is Don. Can you hear me, or is the echo too bad?
No, I could hear you,
fine,
Don.
guys.
And this
Okay.
Hey,
other
Don.
person on the screen is anonymous, but I know who it is, but I think they just want to offer their support.
All right.
Hi. I'll be really quick. I don't want to
Okay.
interrupt too much, but I know that it may not feel. I lost someone close to me that with their heart, and she was a mother figure, and we. I actually thought she was getting better, and I would do anything to be able to say goodbye. So I know that doesn't feel comforting because you don't want her to feel scared, but just know that when your family's with her and she feels the love and the nothing left unsaid, she'll feel much more at peace than she will feel afraid.
Yeah, I
So,
know. I know. It's just hard. I don't.
and there's nothing anyone can say to make it better. There just isn't.
Mm.
So you and your family can only deal with it in a way that makes you feel better. But I will tell you from experience, replace and feel better than the support that you will get from all these people who care, who genuinely care. It will hold
No,
you up
it's
physically and mentally.
believe it or not, it's already helping me a lot. It doesn't look like it, I know, but it is. I don't know what I would do without you
Sometimes
guys.
just
I don't.
talking helps.
Yeah, I know.
I just wanted to say that. I'm
Thank
really
you.
sorry, and I'll drop down.
Thank you so much for
No
coming on.
problem.
So, Chris, going back to what we were talking about privately, this is something that Bill or War and I have talked about, many, many times. And essentially it comes from a pastor that I met in Afghanistan, and he told the story, about, what's God's place in all of this, you know. And as we, question the mystery of God for those who believe, and even for those who do not, um, I've always said that God's job in all of this is to be by the side of those who are dead and dying. That's what he does, and he does it very, very well. And I've also said that our job, War's job, my job, all the people on this channel's job is to be by the side of the people who are left behind, that look up into the heavens and ask why, and hear back nothing but silence.
One,
It's our voice, this community's voice, that I believe, my faith teaches me to believe that that's who God speaks through. Now, for those who don't have that same faith, however, it's your friend's voice, that are by your side, to keep you going and what have you. So that's why I said to you, you know, when we were talking, you know, the greatest gift that you can give yourself and your mother is to be present and be by her side, you know, until that day comes when there are no more tomorrows, but life eternal. And really that's the number one thing. And the last thing I'll say, and then I'll pass off to somebody else, you know, is that the number one priority, I cannot, you know, I can't overstate this, especially within this community, is you have to stay sober. You know, you have to stay sober. That's your number one priority, because in the end of the day, it's the hard decisions are going to be, you know, with you. And if you're not sober, then you won't be able to be present. And if you're not present, then you're not going to be able to make the hard decisions. And there are going to be hard decisions. But trust me, your friends will be by your side to help you. As for others, you know, who may feel otherwise about you, you know, I would ignore them, frankly. I mean, they don't deserve the oxygen or what have you. You know, their day will come, you know, one day, you know, may not be this today, may not be this week, this month, this year, or whatever, but their day will come. I wouldn't worry about them. I would worry about, you know, being present and what have you. So that's what I wanted to share.
Well, Don, you know I appreciate you, and I always take advice from you and everything else. I don't know how to apply it. I don't know. There's nothing that can prepare me for when this happens. Nothing. I can't. Even though I know it's coming. You know, guys, there was something. By the way, thank you, J.A., and even the people from the other side that are, you know, that came here to say some kind words. Thank you. My mother, when I was a fucking knucklehead teenager doing drugs, I was somewhere once where my mom was so worried about me. And she came to see me. She had something, I'm not going to get into it. It was something that she bought to eat for both of us, you know, that like I did for her today. You know, it was something that was very good. She wanted to share it with me. And, I was so fucked up in my little drug world and everything that I never, you know, I just basically wanted to do my own thing, and I never got to eat that with her. I know this sounds stupid. And over the years, especially since she's lived here, I've thought that before she dies, I want to make that up to her.
Mm.
That I wanted to go out and get that specific thing so we could share it together.
Mm.
But I was convinced that once I did it, she would die.
Well, I think, Chris, you know, what you're really saying to everybody is this is an example of what the living amends looks like. You know, that's what this is. It's a living amends. You know, everybody on this channel that has been, you know, in the addiction and the recovery world got here because of the terrible consequences of their illness. You know, and and there's no way to roll back the clock and change that, you know. And so what you've done, which is really to be commended, is that through the course of you know, of getting married and then getting a home together and then bringing your mother into your home and Shanna and you taking care of her and so on and so forth, that is living amends, you know, to her for all that you did wrong. You've decided to be present in her life all these years by taking care of her. And that's a living amends. That's sometimes all we can do. You can't undo the drug transactions. You can't undo the absence that you felt. You can't. We don't live life in a rearview mirror, in recovery. We live in the moment. And this moment is with your mother, into her final moments, wherever that takes her. That's what a living amends is.
You know, my mom just recently passed away. And I shared with you that, and forgive me if my eyes aren't dry. Yeah, she just passed away, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Um, my mom and I weren't that close. And I tried to be close to her, tried to love her, and we just didn't. There was just something there. We never connected, you know, on that level, but you and your mom have. And it's a treasure, bro. It's a treasure. And it's something to be proud of, rejoice over your whole life. It really is. Because yeah, you made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, you caused her pain, but she's proud of the man you are now. And I
Absolutely.
am too.
I
And,
hope she
and
is. I
it,
really hope she is.
Absolutely. Guaranteed.
Chris, as a mother, I can tell you, and yet my only child is a son. No matter how rowdy you boys can be, all right. Us moms are always proud of our boys, all right. And I don't care what you've done in the past. Like War said, you've become a better man. Your mom's always going to be, always has been, and always will be proud of you. So don't live with that guilt on yourself, if that makes sense. Okay, because I can tell you, I know your mom loves you no matter what you did, and that there's now is not the time um to feel guilt. Now it's just the time to feel love and keep your mom in your heart, and don't put that stress on yourself right now, okay?
Yeah,
Your
I'll
mom,
try not to, Jesse. I'll try.
all right, your
remember,
mom loves you. I want you to know that.
I know she does.
I
We're all
remember,
we ever had. You don't know what my childhood was like. My mom probably kept me alive. Even then,
Yeah. Well,
we were all we had.
Jesse can speak more to this point, but isn't that what moms do by the very virtue of their DNA? That's
Oh
what
yeah.
a good mother does. That they don't care what the circumstances are. Sometimes even to the point where it's preposterous that they would stay by their children's side, notwithstanding all the damage. But mothers never give up. They don't. They
No,
just
and
don't.
even if they step back if need be, they're still watching, they're still there.
Yeah.
They're always going to be there, and even when she goes, she's always going to be with you,
I know.
because that bond is never going to break with you and her, okay?
that's right.
It's never going to break. Um just love her.
I will.
Just love her.
And right now, you're going through one of the hardest processes there is to go through, bro. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself time. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to be mad. Allow yourself to cry. Allow it's okay. All right, because this is one of the hardest things to do. And I love it.
I know you do, bro. I love you too. Mike, I don't know if that's really you, if you really talk to Chicago. I don't know, but thank you both, if it is. And Teresa, thank you, everybody. Whether you're from this side or the other side, I don't care about this YouTube shit right now. Thank you for reaching out. It means the world to me. Chad D, I'm so sorry for your loss. I don't know how I'm going to get through the night, guys. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Well,
you
my
will
phone is
though.
on. You
You
can
will.
call any
5 minutes
one
at
of
a
us
time,
if you
brother.
need
5 minutes
to.
at a
Okay?
time.
Yeah.
I think, again, it's what Rob said, it is. Sometimes, life comes down to a minute at a time. But
Yeah, it
again,
does.
think about how you were able to stay sober in the last 50 months, okay? You're using the tools that you learned in early recovery. And I've been sober a long time, so has War, so has Rob, and what have you. And sometimes during these really catastrophic periods, we go back to the very things that we learned at the very beginning of sobriety, and use those tools. And the first thing that we were always told, in early sobriety, is don't worry about tomorrow. You're living in today. Stay in today. And today sometimes is measured by moments at a time. You'll make it through tonight. All you have to do to tonight, Chris, the only goal you have is to stay sober until midnight. You got an hour and a half. And that's all you need to do. That's all that's important. And secondly, do what you're doing now. Reach out all night long to your friends.
Yes,
Armand is
please.
there, Brandon is there, I'm here, Will's
Absolutely.
there, do that. Do that.
I will, trust me. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. That's why I reached out to you guys when I did after that show earlier.
Yeah.
I was terrified, and so was Shanna. Shanna's terrified. She don't know what I was going to do. She's scared to death. She's at work right now. She's scared. She just texts me, "Are you home? Are you okay?"
Yeah.
I know people
Well,
worry. I don't blame you for worrying, but I can't afford to relapse. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to have to take care of this. I don't even want to think about her passing, but I'm going to have to take care of me and my brother.
right.
Yeah,
So
Right.
I can't fall apart now.
that's
No.
right. As hard as
No.
it was, and it was. I shared with you how hard it was. Seeing people I didn't want to see and things like that. But you know as well as I do, and I sense it in my heart. You have no desire. I mean, the thought is always there to run back to a bottle or a pill or what, but it wouldn't even help. You know what I mean? I know your mind knows that it wouldn't even be worth it. You know.
You'll
It,
lose everything you worked for.
well, yeah,
Oh, I
and
know.
It's not
but I
worth it.
know, I know your state of, I know your heart, and I know where your heart is, and your heart is not to go back to those things. And if you were to, it would. I live to honor the memory of my wife, my mother, and even my dad. Everybody that's gone on before. That's why. That's why I stay clean. That's why
Yeah.
I'm the man I am today. I live to honor their memory. And if I were to go back and do something, it would dishonor their memory. And I'm never gonna do that. And I know that that's in your heart, bro. I know it is.
Well, I'm keeping my promise to her,
Yes,
whether
sir.
she's here or not. When I die,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not going to have anything in my system.
Right.
Amen.
Right.
If I
That's my
do see
goal.
her again, it's not going to be as a junkie. That's for sure.
You
Danny
know, and
Green, tell Angel and her panel I said thank you, please.
um, I going back to what War was talking about, motivations for staying sober. Um, you know, you have to ask yourself, okay, so for those of us that are listening that have lost a parent um, before they came into recovery, okay, such as myself, and I'm sure that
Guys,
I'm
I'm
sure that
sorry.
yeah.
That's Shanna.
All right,
Hold
Good,
that
good,
bro.
thought.
good.
Good.
Thank you.
You
Thank
guys
you.
Good.
could talk amongst yourself. I'll be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I was saying, what I was trying to share was the fact that for those who've lost parents, before coming into recovery, how do you make amends to that parent who was absent in your life because of using and what have you? And my way of thinking was, for my dad and what have you, it was, I'm going to stay sober. In the very beginning, I felt this way. I mean, maybe not the right way, but this is how I felt. And that was I was going to stay sober as my living amends to him because I couldn't be sober when he was alive.
My dad went
And
through the same thing. When my grandfather passed, and my dad had gotten sober after the fact.
yeah,
He had a hard time with that. That his dad never got to see him get sober
yeah,
and clean up.
right.
He had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did as well.
when I first
It,
found out my
it
mom
turned out that his. Oh, I'm sorry, Jess.
when I
I'm
first
sorry. No,
found
I was
out,
just going to say it turned out that his sobriety date was my grandfather's birthday, and he didn't even realize it at the time that he went into detox.
There's a special message in that, boy.
Yeah. How about it?
Go ahead, Jess.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm
when
sorry, Jess.
when I first found out, when my mom was diagnosed, they gave her 6 to 18 months. She lived about 7 months.
Mhm.
And the first thing that happened to me was I physically lost my voice for 3.5 weeks. I
Wow.
could not talk.
Mhm.
But we were there every chance we could get. I have 4 other siblings. We were there every chance we could get. We were there. We brought our kids. We just, and I didn't have the best relationship with my mom, but something happened. Of course, she waited for my other siblings to not be in the room, but she was like, Jess, she apologized to me for how she had treated me most of my
Mm.
life.
Mm.
And like literally on her deathbed. And as selfish as it is, that made me feel better. It made me feel a lot better, but it also helped me forgive her.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so I think that's important why he needs to really just stay with his mom right now,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for whatever in their relationship needs to heal. I mean, it seems like they've been really great. So, lately, but there's always that chance there might be one last thing that needs to be said.
There
You
always will be one last thing. You'll never be able to find the time to say everything that you should have, that you could have, or that you would have. You do the best you possibly can,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
yeah, in the
You
time
don't
in the
realize it
time.
until after the fact. I
Yeah,
went through that, wishing I would have said this, wishing I would have said that.
yeah, yeah.
When,
But
when my dad
And
when my dad died, not to interrupt you, Don, but
yeah.
my dad was in hospice.
Mm.
Excuse me. And when he died, I was visiting him, and as I was leaving the room, he told me he loved me. I said I loved him. He said, you can talk to me anytime. I'll always be here. I said, yeah,
Mm.
I know, Dad. And I left. I didn't realize that he knew that he was going to pass away through the night. And
Yeah,
he was kind of trying to tell me without actually telling me. And
yeah,
yeah,
the next morning, he he passed. He didn't want anybody to see him go. He passed away at 10:27. I got there at 10:28. The nurse was
yeah.
walking out of the room, and the last thing he said was he asked the nurse, "Where's my son?" And
Right,
oh,
right.
I was obviously on my way there, but I missed him by a minute. But
Rob, that's an amazing story, and here's the reason why. One of the groups of people that Kimberly works with, are a lot of hospice people because of her work in trauma medicine. And one of the things that is really incredible that hospice people report is that people who are nearing the end will suddenly hold on to the last possible moment, usually when their loved ones and so forth have left the room, and then suddenly, inexplicably, they'll take that moment to pass away. You know,
yeah,
their theory is that they will only go when they've come to a sense of peace from within, that they've
yes,
been able to say everything they could possibly say. you know,
Yeah, I don't think he
um,
would have wanted me to actually witness,
be there.
you know,
Yeah.
the last breath.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
did for my
Right.
grandmother though.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Chris, but I'm glad it isn't sudden because have a little bit of time. Because when it's sudden, it it makes the loss all more difficult. Um,
Yeah,
because you beat yourself up and you say, I wish I could have said this. I wish I could have done that. You know, but you have that chance. You know, you really do. And I'm gonna shut up now.
Well, Bill, the hardest thing about recovery is it's loaded with, woulda, coulda, shouldas. It's just natural.
Yes,
It's just a natural piece of being,
yeah.
sober because of all the regrets that all of us have for the things
yeah.
in which we did wrong, you know. But we cannot live a life of woulda, coulda, shouldas, We
No,
just
we
can't,
can't.
you know.
No, we can't.
And we have to move forward,
Yes,
and move upward.
yes.
Chris would not be here today with 50 months sober if he lived a life of woulda, coulda, shouldas. He
That's true.
constantly was looking forward and going upward, climbing upward, and
Yes,
not going downward. And that will be, what he will have in front of him, Chris,
yeah. But trust
as
me,
you go
man.
forward.
Sorry, Doc. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But trust me, man. I'm glad you have what time you have because when it happens suddenly, it does something else to you. Trust me on that. I speak from experience.
Right.
Um, yeah. So
I
I
know,
just
but
love.
what's it going to be like every day when I'm spending time with her, knowing that she's not going to be with me soon? What's it going to be like for her?
You take a chair
Um,
and you
huh?
sit in her room and you talk to her. You hear me?
Do you
That
have
Yeah.
that
photo
might sound
albums and
crazy.
pictures? You could
But
spend your time looking at pictures growing up. Talk to her about good times.
I don't
Um,
want her to. I don't want her to think about this any more than she has to.
she's gonna think about.
He's
I
thinking
yeah,
about it more than you are.
yeah,
yeah. She's. I.
That's
I
a
hate
fact.
to say this, but she's going. It's not something that you just go. Oh, I'm not gonna think about this today. And
No, I know.
I'm not saying that to burst your bubble. It's
No, no,
just
no. But that's not what I mean. I just mean like I was talking to my friend Tim today, and I'm going to talk to Cam in a little while, and everybody was saying, like Tim was saying, and his family and my brother, and we were all talking, and everybody's talking about should we come over, come see her, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I don't know because um, she's going to know why they're all here.
Well, yeah, but let
it
me ask
may
you a
help her.
question. How would you like it? Which way would you like it? Would you like her to have these thoughts alone, uh, with nobody present? Or would you like for her to be able to have these thoughts with other people present and to be
Yeah, I was
able to
going to
talk
say,
about it?
Yes,
it's
sir.
nice when people all show up after the fact at the services, but it would be nice for the person to see these people before that happens.
Well,
To know
yeah,
that these people cared about her. You know what I mean?
yeah. I've
Yeah.
always said,
I mean,
don't mourn me.
that's just my opinion. I think it would,
No, I
if
agree
you're
with
not
you.
sure about it,
I,
ask her.
yeah, yeah.
Ask
I've
her.
always said,
Cam
I,
wants to come see you. Is that okay? Ask her.
sure. I've always
Nothing
said,
wrong with that.
don't mourn me when I'm gone. If you can't love me while I'm here, don't waste your time. I'm sorry, that's the man in me, but that's how I really feel. And it might be a great comfort to her, bro.
And
Seriously.
the other thing, Chris, you have to remember, this is, what hospice people, hospice training teaches. Your job is to identify her wishes, ask her what her wishes are, okay, and then execute those wishes. So if her wishes are that she doesn't want to see anybody, then that's her wish, okay?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
On the other hand, if her wishes are that she wants her family to come see her, Okay. Your job is to execute those wishes, but you'll never know what her wishes are unless you sit down with her and talk with her and ask her, what her wishes are.
And you
I
don't
know
have
I
to
got to
go
do
through.
it. I know I got to do it. It's just going to be so tough. Thank you, Teresa, by the way.
It
I don't
is.
know,
It
I don't know
is.
how I'm going to do it, but I know I have to.
It is tough, but life is tough. I mean, it is. Sobriety is tough. Getting into recovery
It
is
is.
tough. But these are the things that we have to do in life. We have to make tough decisions and tough choices.
And you're also at this time you're setting an example for your kids because they're
Well,
inevitably going to have to go through the same thing.
Not
yeah,
just the
and
kids, but all of us.
plus many
Everybody that
other
you
people,
impact.
many other people too.
Yes,
That are dealing with these kinds of issues and what have you.
Sure.
So I think you're going to do very, very well. I really do. You have all of the natural ingredients to, if you will, as we say in my parlance, execute this mission and meet this objective and win this war. You'll do it.
I have no choice.
Exactly. It's just like you had no choice but either to die or to get into recovery. Okay. At the end of the day, that was your choice. And fortunately for all of us, the choice that you made was to get into recovery because the other option was not so good.
No, it certainly wasn't.
No.
I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to survive this. I just don't know how.
You will survive because you have friends and you have family and you have support and the people here will be by your side to help you.
true. But you're thinking too far out. Okay,
Right.
just take it one moment at a time. Okay.
Yeah, just
There's
take
an
it a
old
few
Doobie
minutes
Brothers
at a
song.
time.
There's an old Doobie Brothers song that says minute by minute. Okay, and that's how we got to take it. That's how
Yeah, I
I
remember.
was. It's just moment by moment, brother.
Johnny Cash did a version of that song. I don't know if he ever recorded it, but I remember him talking about minute by minute. And
Johnny
he,
Cash.
yeah, he spent the last what it was about 20 years of his life in recovery, and he turned into a completely different person. What have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and supposedly, I think his turning point was when he did the concert in the prison
Yeah,
at Folsom. I think.
He got sober right before the Folsom Prison concert.
Yeah, exactly.
He got clean, and I think he fell off the wagon in '83 for a short time.
Goddamn assholes trying to do something fucking good here.
He had
a bunch of fucking jerks.
What
The
the hell
fuck is that?
happened? War.
Oh, sorry. I meant to mute that. Sorry.
What the fuck?
Are you
I
okay?
have two maniac.
You
all right there, buddy?
Did you fucking lose your marbles, bro? What the fuck just
I
happened?
have, I'm sorry. I have two maniac cats from hell that just got into my supper, and I apologize.
Oh,
I apologize for my language. I am very sorry.
Well, that's
So
all
good,
right.
man.
So Jesus Christ Almighty.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
he had,
I want
not
to
to
say
change the
again,
subject, but he had surgery in around the early '80s, and he fell off the wagon a little bit on pain meds for about a year.
Right.
But he
Yeah.
got back into recovery.
Yeah.
I read
And
his I read his books, a couple of his books. Very fascinating story.
it's same with Glenn Campbell. I mean, he's one of the.
Yeah.
In my view is if you look at his concert, one of his last concerts, and the concert it's on YouTube. I listen to it all the time because it's incredible. And it was right after he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's or whatever. But he'd been sober for quite some time and what have you.
Well,
The
that was
concert in
sad.
North Dakota. Yeah. Oh my God, it was.
And I watched that documentary about him, and he was forgetting who his family was.
Yeah. What's wrong with your head, Chris? Do you need to take some Tylenol?
yeah, I'm probably gonna take some. I got a fucking headache. A lot
I
of
don't
crying
doubt it.
today. I was crying like a
Yeah.
That's
little
what
bitch all day.
my grandmother passed from Alzheimer's, and we had her with us for a while, but it got to be too much. She had to go into a home. And, I mean, if you just talked to her and you didn't know her, you had no idea anything was wrong.
Right.
But I would go to see her all the time, and even the nurses complimented that she had a visitor all the time, because most people would get dropped off and then they never see their family again. But I'd sit there talking to her and then realize she thought she was talking to my dad when he was my age. It was quite comical, actually, but
Yeah.
it was sad at the same time.
Yeah, it's a very sad disease.
Oh, it's
It
very
really
sad.
is.
She kept asking how long she was there for, and I told
Right.
my girlfriend at the time, I said, don't stop explaining it to her, because she'll keep forgetting. Just tell her she just got
Right.
here yesterday or something, she'll be fine.
Right. Right. But back to Chris's mother for a moment, and also to, some of the things that you've taught on addiction recovery, Chris, is, your gratitude list, on all the things that you're grateful for, and there are many things that I can think of which, out of the sad and tragic story, that are things that you could say that you're grateful for, as a result of what's happened. Starting with the fact that you were able to literally make a living amends to her, starting with the fact that you took it upon yourself to take care of her in her final years and support her.
Absolutely.
All of those things are to be grateful for. The days that follow, every day that follows, that you have another day with her, is another day of gratitude that you'll have, that you can be there and that you can be present and sober, for her, and be able to be grateful over the fact that you're able to execute her wishes, whatever they may be. And
that
many of them, you may not agree with her wishes, okay? But that's not relevant. That's not relevant. I have
and
had to do things in life where I totally disagreed with I have a friend of mine right now who I was his original AA sponsor, 30 some years ago. I think I told you the story. I went to Milwaukee to see him. He's dying of brain cancer and what have you. And we sat down and talked about what his wishes were. And believe me, there were things about it that didn't make me particularly happy. But that's not relevant. What's relevant is that you have to sit down with her and find out what her wishes are and then execute them without regard to whether or not you agree.
Don, you're so much gentler than I would have been. I was just about to ask him if his mom had all of her affairs in order. Um, Don, you always have the best way to put things.
Well, I
But
appreciate that.
that is very important, though, because I, it will help make it's one less thing you have to worry about if you know what she wants.
Right.
Because these coming days are going to be hard for you. That what's coming ultimately is going to be hard for you. Right now, you do need to get that out of the way, just so you know, so that when the time comes, you could do what you got to do, and then you can go off and have your mental breakdown, as I call it. I know that's just how I am. Like I take care of business and then I mentally break down. um,
But isn't
but
that the way all of us do that? Some people fall apart and fall to pieces in the moment, and others have deferred falling to pieces,
But yeah,
Well,
no, Don's absolutely right. You need to speak with her about that. Obviously gently, and because that will help you knowing at when the time comes, knowing what to do will help with everything else.
yeah.
No. Listen, I'm just gonna have to take care of everything when the time comes. That's all. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have to do it
You
because
got it. It's not going to be easy. It wasn't easy for myself, but you got it. You really do. And I'm not sure. And I know you hate that cliche, but you really do. You do. And you're going to handle everything with class and the utmost respect. I know that. because I know you're hurt. You're gonna do just fine.
You
I
know,
hope so.
and
Talk to your
well,
brother too. I mean,
Oh yes.
go,
Oh yes.
stay together through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Take it each day together. There's no reason to have to be alone if you don't have to be alone. You know, your relationship with your brother is good. Go through it with him. I mean, that would be my advice.
That's
speaking of John, like, where is he at with all of this? Where do you think he is at, like mentally, and how's
who?
he doing? Sorry, not John. Your brother. How's he doing?
Oh, give me 1 second. I'll get to that. Bobby Berberian, there's nobody, bro. It's for a long time. It's just been me, my mom, my brother, my daughter. Shanna. There's nobody. This is something me and my brother will have to take care of everything, and that's why we're so close because it's always been just us. I want to say one other thing, and then I'll get to what you asked. Mustache Pete said nothing but love and support here tonight. That's a beautiful thing to say. To see, I want to say the same thing. I want to thank you guys, not just you guys who are always here for me, but even people from other sides or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We might not like each other, but it means the world to me that you come in and say some kind words. I appreciate it more than you know. The last thing I'm worried about right now is fighting with anyone or grudges or any fucking thing else. I can't afford to be worried about that shit now. Don, my brother's fucking devastated. He called me 5 minutes before I started the show earlier. Well, maybe 10 minutes. And he was screaming that my mom just called him and told him what the doctors told her. And I fucking broke down. And then I called her, and she was hysterical. She's scared.
Yeah.
She's scared to death. She's terrified.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Is she with you at the house now, or is she in the hospital, or?
She's here.
Huh.
They've talked to her over the last year or so about some sort of hospice. And my mom, you don't know my mom. She's the most stubborn, hard-headed little Italian lady you'll ever meet. She laughs at them. Hospice, fuck out of here. Like she don't, she refuses. Yeah, she refuses to accept death. I think that's why she's been here for so long. And she just said it to me, earlier. She said if I stop moving and stuff, I'm gonna die.
She's
She
kind of
doesn't
like
want it.
she's kind of like the missing star of YouTube, like the doorman guy on Rhoda. There was always no one ever saw him. But you always heard his voice. Well, with your mother, no one's ever seen her, but we've heard her voice in the
Well,
background.
you might see her soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna introduce her to you guys.
Yeah, well, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful.
She you have no idea the strength of this lady. I mean, she's got 10% of her heart function. She could barely take 10 steps without having to stop and catch her breath. But every fucking goddamn time I go to Walmart, I see her car parked right up front in the same handicap spot. And she says
sounds like a neat lady.
she will not. I tell her I'll get everything. You don't ever have to leave the house. She said no. I want to go out. I want to be independent. She's got her own car, and she says just get me a cart. If I can lean on a cart, I'll be able to walk and get what I need. And me and Shanna just went a couple of weeks ago to get blinds and shit. I think it was like 9:00 at night, and we pull up, and there's my mom's car, and I was like, I'm telling you, Shanna, every time I come here, she's here. And she goes out, she does her own thing. Today, I asked her while she's hysterical, crying, what are you doing? Come home. She said, I got to get my car inspected.
Oh.
I said, Mom, I swear to God. I said, Mom, no, you don't. You don't worry about that. I'll take care of it. No. I got an opportunity to do it. I got to get it done.
I would tell your mother, like in my world, God is not going to say, okay, you flunked the inspection and and therefore your car doesn't get to heaven. So get back to Jiffy Lube, and get your car fixed, because we don't want any junkers up here. I don't think it works that way. So
And
that's kind of fun. That's kind of funny though, that she was
sorry.
more concerned about her
Here's an
car.
old
Jesus
That's
school
my
Christ.
mom. That's my mom. I used to say my mom's amazing. I can't plan a year ahead of time because I don't believe I'll be alive. But my mom, you can't tell her shit. She you know what I mean? She fucking if she's planning something 5 years from now, you can't tell her, maybe you should make those plans. She don't she don't fucking she'll tell you fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
My
she's an
mom is
old school lady.
she is.
I know dealing with my family, their greatest comfort was they were at home. That's what meant the most to them. They didn't want to be in a hospital or in hospice.
I would not
Yeah,
even consider hospice. There's no way.
yeah, yeah.
There's no
Uh,
way. My
yeah.
mom, listen, my mom, I had to see her spend 3 months in a nursing home because of a broken ankle. 3 or 6 months. It might have been 6. I don't remember exactly. And I'm telling you, every single day she was in that nursing home, I picked her up and I took her out. I took her to Dunkin' Donuts to get her coffee. I took her to get whatever she wanted to eat. If she wanted to go to Walmart, I parked the car. I went and got her one of those motorized carts and I brought that
Well,
to her.
yeah,
And
but
I would
something.
never see her in a situation like that again. Ever.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and
Danny Green. Thank you. I love you too, bro.
and the wonderful thing about the technology today of hospice is that a lot of hospice is done at home. There is no reason to have inpatient hospice, unless, of course, there's no family or what have you. That's different. But in today's world with hospice care, a lot of it is done at home. They have a hospice nurse that comes into the
Yeah.
home and what have
Teresa
you.
just said that. I didn't realize that. I had a friend that was
Yeah.
in hospice from lung cancer, and
Mm.
he was in a hospice center where he died a few days after he went in. I
Yeah.
don't know much about it. They were
It,
calling
it,
it something else. They kept recommending it to my mother, and it was called something else. Is there
Comfort
another
yeah.
care.
comfort
Yeah.
care?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Comfort
call
care.
it
Right.
comfort care now.
Right. Well, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is because the objective of hospice is not to terminate life. The objective is to make you comfortable during your life. Okay. However long that may be, is to make you comfortable, so that they're not extending your suffering. It's to make you comfortable for however long that you have remaining. So that's the purpose of hospice, and that hospice today. And that may include, being at home, and the hospice nurse has all of the necessary pharmacologicals and everything else in order to administer, whatever is needed. But those are the things you need to talk with your mother about, is how far she wants to go. I mean, there's various degrees of hospice care, meaning like feeding tubes and IV and oxygen and life support systems and yada yada, on and on and on. These are things that you have to have an honest conversation with her and ask her what her wishes are. Does she want that? And if so, for how long? You know, um, but she will make her wishes known to you, and then it's up to you to make the hard choices. It's not easy. Not easy.
Yeah, it certainly isn't. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Just take it
I'm
moment by
lost.
moment, bro. That's all you can do.
I'm lost. I don't know what I'm gonna do without her. I
That's not
don't.
an
You're gonna
uncommon
carry
feeling.
on.
Yeah, not an
You're gonna,
uncommon feeling. It's like when I was telling you, when my dad passed away, I was a young kid, and I felt so adrift. I felt like I was just unanchored, and kind of like a boat out in the sea with no engine at all, just drifting around. and just unmoored from everything. But the difference was back then for me was I didn't have any friends, and I wasn't in recovery. I didn't have any network. I didn't have any support system. I had no tools. I was just, my dad was my best friend and the person I loved the most who saved my life, and he was gone. He was only 50 years old. And so I know what you're saying, sad.
It is. Danny Green, that's good to know, bro. That really that means a lot to me that they're being respectful. And Angel actually just texted me and said she's so sorry to hear about my mom's. This is a time, at least for me, when and Don, I'm sure you'll understand. All of you guys will. I gotta put some of this bullshit aside. I just gotta focus on this because however many days she has left, I'm gonna make those days fucking special. I'm gonna.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As I said to you on the phone, my advice would be that, like we were talking, there's something called the Family Leave Act. Well, unfortunately for YouTube, there's no family leave that's paid for. But I wouldn't worry about that. I would take this time and spend your time. If you're going to do shows, do them here, and the remainder of your time should be spent on your family and your mother and what have you. And then if on those particularly difficult times and difficult days and whatever, come on to A&R, and do your shows here.
I'm gonna have to. I can't. Listen. I know a lot of people think I'm rich and stuff. I'm not. I do this shit every single day, twice a day, because I need the money, just like anybody else needs their money. But this is, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have to take some time off. I can't be focused on this. I can't be worried about, who's going after my wife and who I got to fucking attack and who I'm fighting with. I can't. This is not a time for. I am. This woman has been by my fucking side since the day I was born. Every fucking thing I did in my life, she was. Whether I was in jail, whether I was, no matter what. If I was, DJing in a big club, you could bet your ass she was there cheering me on. She's my number one cheerleader. She might stop in for 5 minutes, but she stopped in. When I was in jail, she's the only fucking person I had. The only person I had. My whole life. My father treated us like shit. He abused the fuck out of all of us. My whole fucking childhood. And my mom was the only one there to protect any of us, me or my brother. And then when he left, she's all I had. And I'm all she had.
Right.
And
Well, it's kind of like what Jesse was talking about before. Mothers have within the core of their DNA a perpetual forgiving presence. They will always, always be there, no matter what. They do. They have a forgiving presence, no matter how the relationship may go. Most mothers, nearly all, will always have that forgiving presence for their children. It's just natural.
I know. Trust me, that woman should have given up on me and my brother so many fucking times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My dad gave up on us. He certainly did.
Right.
He certainly did. He gave up on us pretty early on, honestly, long before he left. Not my mom. Never gave up on either one of us, and we put her through hell. Those fucking heart problems she has, a lot of them I probably caused single-handedly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go.
You could have put that on yourself.
Her body.
Listen to me.
Bill, go. I'm sorry.
You said you don't know what you're gonna do. Let me tell you, I know what you're gonna do. Okay, you're gonna carry on. You're gonna honor her memory. You're gonna live every day for the rest of your life, honoring her memory, loving her. How? By staying the man you are now, by staying clean and helping other people. Okay, that's what's made her most proud. I guarantee you, bro.
I hope.
And that's what you're gonna do. That's how you're gonna carry. You're gonna carry on just like I did. And you're
FBS, I'm gonna drop down into the chat,
All
but
right,
I'll be
Jesse.
here, okay?
Thank you,
Listen, you
Jesse.
hang in there, okay?
I
You need
will.
anything, you reach out to any one of us,
Thank you.
okay?
Yes, I will.
All right.
And thank you, Shinebox, for this comment here. I know you guys won't. I know I got you guys. That's one of the things keeping me from doing something really fucking bad right now. Trust me when I tell you. Um, I I went to dinner Monday night for my birthday, or Sunday night. I'm sorry. Um, Me and my mom and my brother and my sister-in-law and nephew and my stepson, we went to dinner. And we always go to dinner on my birthday, my brother's birthday, my mom's birthday, Shanna's birthday. We always go to dinner to the same place. And I was looking at her and I was so grateful for the fact that she made it to see my 44th birthday. But I never imagined that within 2 days of that, I would get this news. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. I can't.
don't even try to go there right now. Okay, just
Sweetheart.
like I've been saying, just take it. Don't see too far out ahead. Just be in the moment and take it moment by moment, bro.
It's very natural, that you're struggling with, if you will, not to be trite, but with acceptance. Okay, accepting that this has happened. It's very natural, but slowly you will come to accept the news that's been given to you. Slowly, you will. Um, and then you'll go through the grief process and all of the elements of grief and what have you. But can't tell you how proud I am of you. I really can't. The fact that you reached out to a lot of different people. That's what recovering people should do. That's what we do because that's what we learn to do to stay sober. I can't tell you how proud I am for you to, go on with this show to talk about this for people who just don't know how to deal with death and dying issues, with their families or are struggling with them. It's not easy and what have you.
No,
So,
this doing this show is not easy. This is but I talked to you about it. I talked to Robert earlier. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first thing that came to my mind, I'm a fucking addict and an alcoholic is the first thing that came to my mind. But I laid there with Shanna crying like a little bitch. She held me and cried with me, and she said, please don't do anything. I knew what she meant. And I said,
yeah,
there's no way I will not. There's no way I won't. There's no way on this earth that the last time my mother sees me, I'm going to be under the influence. No
yeah,
fucking way I would allow that
right,
to happen.
right,
No
right.
way. I don't give a
You just,
fuck if I got to suffer every day. I'll suffer. I am not using because
Amen.
then all those nightmares will come back to her. All this shit I put her through for so many fucking years with this addiction shit. And then she will die sad and
and not at peace.
worried.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And unfortunately, the even more difficult part of that is that those memories will haunt you for the rest of your life, and however long that life may be. And I can assure you of one thing: if you relapse, it'll be short. So, that's not a solution.
No.
No, no.
Let me say
So,
real quick, Shinebox, thank you so much for that. But we don't have to do that yet. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm still refusing to accept this as an outcome. I refuse. And I'm going to go and I'm going to scream at some fucking doctors tomorrow. So thank you so
Well,
much for suggesting that, but not yet.
my suggestion is don't scream at the doctors. Ask them questions and ask about options. You
I
know,
was just going to say the same thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I will, but you know, Don, you know the situation. I told you about it earlier.
yeah. I understand.
I got a lot of fucking reason to be very angry right now. They could be doing something about this as we speak, and they're not.
Right, but
And
there
I
are
think
options.
it's simply because they just give up on people, or they just say, yeah, it's, fuck it, like they don't
Yeah,
want to. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like she
And
doesn't have insurance. She does.
right.
I mean, but
Yeah,
it's like they don't care. They just see it as up. These patients are customers. We're all customers in the medical industry. They
yes,
don't give a fuck about us if we live or die. They don't. They don't.
true. Sadly.
well,
That's true.
there's a lot to be said about the cost benefit analysis and the death boards and all that business and what have you. But what I will say, I won't focus on the cynical. I will say what I told you before, and that is there are other options, and they do exist and what have you. So, after I told you what I thought you should do tomorrow, and we can talk in the morning, more about that. After you have a chance to get a hold of them. And certainly whatever I can do down here, we have a lot of resources. Kimberly certainly does, she did her internship at VHC Mayo Clinic, and she knows a lot of people over there, as well as Johns Hopkins. So don't worry about that.
Well,
When my mom went into the hospital just before she passed, they did the same to her, bro. And they just kind of wrote her off. And of course, we raised Cain about it, but they their lack of empathy and care helped push her out the door, you know.
Mhm.
And medical industry is a mess, you know.
Truly.
And
I know, and
sadly, they don't value life.
I just saw you go through this war. I just saw you lose your mom, and I think I told you in a text message, it's my worst fear.
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
But what's different with you is you have your mama's heart. Okay, you do.
Quite literally, I actually.
Well, I knew you were going to say that, you stinker. You do. You have your mama's heart, and that's something to cherish and treasure always. And that's how you'll know that she's always going to be with you, bro. You're a part of it.
That woman is so selfless. Earlier, when I was talking to her on the phone after she got the news from the second doctor, she while she's on the phone with me and I'm worried about her, she's trying to remember if we ever did genetic testing. She's worried that I might be in this boat, and it's just amazing, bro. She wasn't even thinking about herself. She's thinking about me and Katira, my daughter, and
You guys are her world. That's a true mother.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
um,
what I was going to say. Yeah.
it's a true mama. And that's something that, and I've shared a lot of things with you, but that's something I never really had. I had that in my grandparents, you know, but when they left this this life, my parents left this life because I'd never had that relationship with my mom or my dad. I tried. I sure tried. Honest to goodness, I tried. I can take you to 100 people that'll tell you I really tried. It just wasn't there. Wasn't meant to be. But you, on the other hand, you 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 have your sobriety and you have your mother's. You Mama's proud of you is what I'm trying to say. You have that always to hold on to.
Listen, you have
Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say that I think about that all the time because my mom, I don't know, she doesn't. You know, she's older. She doesn't just come out and say things like she used to. You know, emotional stuff and all that. And I wonder every day if she's proud of me because I'm doing better in my life now than basically I ever have. And I don't know, but I like to think she is. I know that whether she, you know, whenever she passes, I'm not the same guy that I was. So
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
and those are the kinds of conversations to have with them, you know. Hey, Rob, let me ask you a question. Were you sober when your dad was alive, or did he pass away before you got sober?
No, I got sober in 2001. He passed away in 2007.
So you had 6 years with him and whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
he took me to rehab, detox.
oh,
Oh,
right.
wow.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember you saying that. How,
That's
I mean,
beautiful, Robert.
yeah. Were you able to like have those kinds of conversations with him as he became more and more ill, you know, about like how you were before you were sober and that kind of stuff?
Well, never really talked about it actually. You know, it just never talked about before I got sober or anything. Not like that.
Mm,
We've had a
yeah,
million conversations, but he was just grateful that I finally got sober, and
right,
I couldn't have had a better person to look up to than him. I mean, he stayed sober till the end too.
right,
He
right.
never looked back. He always felt like his whole life was. It always seemed to be trying to make things up
Yeah,
to me and my mother. You know, and I had told him early on that you know I was aware it was a disease, and he got help for it, and there's no need to feel like he owes me anything. Had no resentments against him for my childhood, as bad as it may have been at some times. I mean, I just I never held that against him,
I
especially
guess, you
after he got
know,
sober.
yeah. The blessing, I guess, in that story is that, you know, both of you were able to be sober together in the last 6 years of his
Yeah,
life.
that was a blessing. It was funny because as a kid, I always thought like you know you can't wait to grow up and have a beer with your dad, you know, and
Yeah, right.
then I grew up and got to go to meetings with him. You know, it was like the total opposite.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
P.S. Don't be afraid to talk with mom. Okay, don't be apprehensive. Don't let our man. Don't let your manhood get in the way of talking with her.
I'm
Okay,
not.
and I say that in love. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know, bro. Her happiness is my number one priority now.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do everything I can, everything, every trip that we haven't taken, everything. I'm gonna try to do it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to
Good.
take her back to Brooklyn because she hasn't been there in so long.
You know, it's really going to be guided in large part by what her capabilities are. And you have to
Yeah,
kind of like measure, you know, road trips against, you know, causing further deterioration and what have you. So, but all of
Yeah,
that will work itself out and
she might
will,
not want
you
to go.
know,
You know.
right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, and it's funny how we kind of like talk about this in order to kind of like process how what is this going to be like and how am I going to cope with this and this and this and what have you. And I think that's all a part of the acceptance process, you know, where
it is.
you know we kind of like have to talk about this to you know go through the imagined you know steps and what have you. And one of the reasons why I asked Rob that question about you know like you know whether or not he had time with his father is you know I always wondered you know like whether or not you know what it would have been like if my dad was in my life you know and I was sober at the time and so forth and then we had you know a life together you know that went on but It's kind of like what War was saying. Woulda, coulda, shouldas don't change anything. They don't. It's a waste of time and energy. You have to kind of like accept the things you cannot change and change the things you can. And this is something that,
Yes, sir.
inevitably you're not going to be able to change this.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a fact.
I just know that I have to find the strength to keep my goddamn head up, because if she sees me like this, it's not going to help anything. That's why earlier I left before she got home, because I was fucking a mess and I didn't want her to see it. I didn't want her to see it, because my
Yeah,
mom is the type of person that'll worry about me. She's my
of
mother,
course,
so be
of
worried about
course.
me. I don't want her worried about anything, and I don't want her. If there's any distraction, anything that could take her mind off shit, I don't want to be the person to remind her with my constant fucking tears. I got to figure out what I can do and how I can do it in the next however much time I have left. I have to. I have to. I'm not gonna just sit around and wait for this to happen. I'm not.
Well, and I don't think you will. I think what's going to happen is, as I say, the main conversation you have to have is, decide is discerning what her wishes are, and that is an ingredient of acceptance, because now you're accepting the fact that finality is around the corner, you know. But in order to get there, um, you have to have a discussion with her about where she wants to go with this. Because there's many questions, many logical questions that you would want to have to get answers to, starting with home hospice and to what degree and how far out she wants to go, and on and on and on and on.
I know. I know. I don't think she's gonna. I'm telling you, she's stubborn. I don't think she'll ever say yes to hospice, because I know the way my mom thinks. Once you agree to hospice, you've agreed to dying, and I don't think
Well,
she'll fight it. She'll
I would,
fight
I
it
would
every tooth
start.
and nail, or every
I would
fucking.
just.
She'll fight it tooth and nail. I'm trying to say.
I think I would just
but
start with her by asking her, like, somebody wants to come see. Is it okay with you, or would you rather not? Just start
Yeah,
it
yeah,
from there, and then that will lead into more discussion.
Sure.
yeah.
yeah,
That's what I'm gonna do, Captain Downtown. Thank you for that, man. Yeah, I like to think that. Um, and I'm glad she got to see me the way I am now too. But yeah, I guess I have to ask her those questions. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but tomorrow I'm not wasting any fucking time. I'll tell you that much. I'm
no,
not wasting any time. I want as few
no,
regrets as possible.
right, right. And again, take the word, hospice out of the equation and talk about it in the context of comfort, home comfort care, um, because that really is what it is. You're not going to be. She does not sound to me, and nor is it the wishes of the family for her to enter, formalized hospice setting, and that's not necessary these days. Today, you
Yeah.
know, home care hospice does incredible things.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Guys, give
Yeah.
me 1
So,
second. Let me go blow my nose.
all right.
You're fine, bro.
Uh,
Go do what you got to do.
talk amongst yourselves, please. I'll be back.
You got you. No worries.
I'm just looking at some of the chat, some of these notes here are really uh, incredible.
I'm glad for that.
Um,
Thank you for everybody in chat being
yeah,
so kind.
yeah,
I truly
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, yeah. There's nothing like the recovering community and the people um, that come in here who are either seeking or struggling or nobody know somebody that's in recovery that they want to help or whatever. They come here for information. Um, but Anyway, it's an amazing community.
And I sincerely do apologize for losing my temper. And these cats, I love them. They were my late wife's cats, and I love them to death. But they are stinkers. They will get into anything. And the last thing I wanted was them to get into my dinner. You know.
I didn't think cats eat human food like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dogs
Well,
do, definitely. Because our
There
dog,
are a couple
especially
of
Lila,
brats.
will eat anything.
I want to real quick I guess it's Nita Featherstone, I believe, sent 445 said, "Sorry, I don't have more to give. I know you don't believe in prayer, but you're in my prayers still. Thank you, and don't worry about what you have to give. It's all right. Don't worry about that. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words." And Real Deal sent something earlier and said, so sorry to hear about your mom. Thank you for that." And Muggsy just sent me $1 for prayers. Thank you, Muggsy. Thank you very much. This is it's so fucking crazy how you can wake up one day, you have all these plans, and then something like this happens. All the stuff that mattered to me before about 4 o'clock today don't seem so important any fucking more.
Isn't
They
that the
don't.
truth? Yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's
don't.
always the way it works, too. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can
You
I-
know, events like this kind of like teach us the priorities of life. What are the priorities of life? And, kind of reassembles our priorities as well.
Yeah.
What really is important. And at the end of the day, anything really that's important is, the days that you have or weeks with your mother and your family, your brother and your wife and so forth, daughter. That's all that's really important.
Yeah, no.
Get really fast 2 months before our first wedding anniversary, and we were
I know, bro.
making the plan to go see all of our kids, that live in other states and so on and so forth, and then tragedy struck, and you're right. It always puts things in its proper perspective. It shows you what's truly important, what truly is,
I know. It's crazy. Things happen so fast.
Yeah.
And my
Yep.
heart always broke. War, my heart always broke for you, bro. Your story from the beginning, my heart always broke for you. That's why I look up to you and I give you the credit I do for being
Bro.
as strong as you are, because I don't think I could have made it through what you made it through.
Believe me, I wanted to in my life so many times, it's not even funny. And it wasn't. I had no desire really to go back to anything and try. It just it didn't work. It didn't help anything. The hardest thing for me is being alone, and you're not alone, bro. You got your wife and your kids there, your stepkids, your brother. I do have a brother. He's here with me, but there's nothing like having your wife by your side when tragedy strikes. The last thing in the world you expect is tragedy to strike
I know.
on your wife. So it's been incredibly hard. But the reason why I know you're gonna get through this and carry on is because it's in you. It's just a part of who you are, and I know that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been. I'm not somebody who's not battle tested. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, but
Yes, sir.
my biggest fear my whole life was losing this woman. Always.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't picture life without her, but I just can't. I don't know what the
Uh,
fuck I'm gonna do.
I think that that's normal, you know,
Yeah, it
because
is.
you're only 8 hours into this so far. You learned about this at 4 o'clock. It's almost midnight. But these things will all, you know, sort themselves out and become apparent to you. You just have to take things one step at a time. It's a horrible
Yes, sir.
trite saying. I know. I hate using it, but it's a reality. You know, you have to, you know, put one foot in front of the next, and you know, and take the pitches as they're coming to you. You know, and not worry about
Shit.
whether or not there's going to be another pitch or what have you. Sorry to use the baseball analogy, but we are in the middle of baseball. You know.
Yeah,
But
no, I hear you,
yeah.
Teresa. Teresa, it's okay. Don't worry about anything, and I'm not gonna block you. I'm not worried about being mad at anybody or anything right now. And anybody who came in who, you know, like I said earlier, you know, if we're from different sides or whatever the fuck you want to call it, if you came in to offer kind words and shit, I appreciate it more than you know. I'll tell you one thing. I am a motherfucker without a doubt, as many of us on here are, but I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck if you're my worst enemy. If you were in this situation, I would without a doubt reach out and fucking send my condolences or whatever it may be. So it's good to know that a lot of people on here actually do have hearts. You know, I don't know how
Yes.
many, but
Well, I think you know the you know there are certain people who you know they may not like you or me or or Robert or anybody else or whatever, but they that doesn't mean that they're heartless. That just means that on this issue they have their own opinions and what have you. But the fact that they are able to set aside, you know, what their opinions are and send condolences and send words of hope and prayer and what have you, you know, does say that, you know, that there is a sense of forgiveness, you know, that they are capable of that. They're capable of reaching out. And that's a good thing, you know. I hope it
Yes.
lasts, and I hope that maybe this will set aside these difficult things that are going on here, um, you know, and we'll see how that turns out. You know, I don't know, but I commend the people who you know, who made that choice.
Yeah.
It is.
yeah,
Shows you have heart.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was shocked. I'm looking at some of the names in the chat. I was fucking shocked, honestly. I
I,
listen, man. Right as of right now, and for a while probably, I'm going to I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't think you're gonna be seeing the same FPS for a while. I'll probably take the video down from earlier. I don't. Today is a day where you know I don't even the hatred and stuff. I could do without it. I don't care. I
Absolutely.
I gotta do something now. I know I have to do, and there's you know I have to be laser focused. I have to. I can't be
Yes.
distracted. Thank you, Kat, the U.S. Navy vet. Thank you.
I agree with you, Chris. I really do. I think um, you know, you you kind of like have to be the racehorse, you know, with the blinders on, and focus on the race, focus on the finish, you know, line, and not be distracted by outside things outside and what have you.
Yes.
Just can't. Um, because literally you have your mother's life to the extent of the remaining days of it in your hands, literally.
I know.
And remember, this race isn't about who's the fastest or the strongest. It's about who
No.
crosses the finish line.
Boy,
Okay?
isn't that the truth?
Yeah, you got that right,
You're
bro.
gonna make it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
I love you,
So,
Chris. I love you, Don. And I beg your pardon. I'm gonna drop down and chat. I
All
have to
right.
do something real quick.
All right.
But I'm
Thank you for everything, bro.
hey, bro. Like I said, talk to me. I'm here. Okay. I
Yeah,
love you.
yeah. Love you too, man. All right, peace.
so anyway,
Unkillable Soul said, FBS, I text you. I don't know if I'm still blocked. I don't know who you are. I'm not sure who you are. You're not blocked, though. I'm sorry, Don. Go ahead.
no, I was just, thinking about, other things and what we talked about and what have you. I think, I basically said as much as I can, on this particular problem that you're facing and what have you. I just feel very badly for you, I do.
I'm telling
But
you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, but I as bad as I may feel, I know that you're going to make it through this. I guarantee it 100%. You will. You will. If you stay sober and if you stay present, I guarantee you'll make it through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will. I'll do that. I promise you all that. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
That's all that I need to hear and all that I need to know is that.
Hey, bud, my phone's about to die, so I'm going to go put it on charge.
All right, Robert B.
You need anything, brother, just give me a call. I'm right here.
I will definitely. Thank you.
All right, bud. I'll see you later, Don.
Yeah, take care, Rob. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, bye-bye. He's a
All
great
right.
guy. I love that guy. Jesus.
He is. He's great.
He really is. He's got a lot of wise things that he says, and he's so talented too. I wish I could play the guitar like him. God.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
He's real talented. He's a great guy
uh,
too, man. He's always there for me, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Anyway.
um, I just want to say, Danny Green said, that's Beck Brooklyn too, by the way. Thank you, Beck, man. I appreciate that, bro. Danny Green said, Silo said he texts you, FBS. Whenever you get upset, just start a show, and you got 250 of us here to chat and support. Oh, I know, bro. Trust me. Thank you. I'm afraid to end the show tonight. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Just stay on the air as long as you have to, and
Thank you, Itty
keep
Bitty
talk,
Nitta.
keep texting, and reading the text and so forth, and people will drift on and drift off, and um, throw the link down again a couple more times, and other people will come on.
I will.
So I have to be at the office early because I got to be there at 4 o'clock. I don't know what time is it. Jesus, it's midnight. But I will definitely keep watching and listening, and I'll call you tomorrow morning on my way to. Well, I can't call you on my way to work because you may still be up. You could be up at 4 a.m.
I don't know. Tonight, I don't know. If it was up to me, I would be asleep within a couple of hours, but I don't know how well that's going to work.
Well, you're usually up at around. I mean, I get messages from you at like 3 and 3:30.
Oh yeah, of course. I wanna get up early tomorrow because I want to go talk to these fucking doctors. Thank you, Kat, the U.S. Navy vet. I know.
Yeah. Well, as I said, yeah, when you go there, ask questions and ask for options. Don't scream at them because that's not going to work. That doesn't accomplish anything anyway.
Well, I'll
I
do
know
my
you're angry
best.
and upset, but and I know your default emotion is anger, but right now your default emotion has to be logical and not sound like a lunatic. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm not gonna go berserk. But listen, this is the thing. We share the exact same doctors. Not
yeah,
just me and my mom, but me, my
yeah,
mom, and Shanna.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we all have the
yeah.
same doctors. So
Right,
I am going to call a specific one first,
right.
and then I will call another one, and if I'm not getting any results, I'm going to go to the office and I'm going to make a big fucking scene.
Well, minus the scene, I would go to the office and talk with them and talk about options and what have you. Um, but don't lose your temper, please. I beg of you. It's not going to accomplish anything. You know, what you're looking for is information and options, and it's natural to feel angry. I mean, clearly, you know, but it doesn't accomplish anything. And the goal here is to get further data, if you will, and then other options and referrals. That's the goal. So
Yeah,
try to focus on the goal.
I will. I will. Thank you for coming on, Don. I don't want to keep you on, bro. I know you
That's
got
all
to get
right.
up
That's
early.
all right. Yeah, that's all right. But I will call you tomorrow morning on my way to work if you're up.
All right.
If you're not up, don't worry about
All right. Thank you, Don. Thank you
it.
for
Okay,
everything.
no problem, no problem. God bless everybody on the chat. And for Chris, my friend, I will say, let's see, the blessings of the energy be with you, or as we say, as we say in Farsi, Shim Shalom, Ali Akbar, Inshallah.
All right. Well, listen, you said it like only Don Berlin can say it.
Yeah, right. I know. All right, my friend. Take care.
All right. You too.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye. By the way, Beck, yeah, I believe, yeah, I got your text. I believe that was you. I think somebody said Tony Silo said he texted me, but oh, he did text me. Tony Silo, thank you, and your family, thank you. Uh, that means a lot to me. Yeah, it is. This all means shit when it comes to family. You hit it right on the head, bro. You did. So thank you and Beck and everybody else. I'm not going anywhere. Um, uh, well, I got a lot of really nice emails too. I got to get back to. I want to say thank you. And like I said, I'm not going anywhere just because these guys just got off the screen. Everybody, Jesse, Robert B, War, um, Don Berlin. Uh, I hope I didn't forget anybody, but my head, I just want to thank you all. And Anonymous that came on, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Everybody in the chat, all of you guys, you're amazing. I knew I'd have your support, but I didn't expect all this. And the people that came from the other sides, too. I mean, this is what the fuck is supposed to happen. This is what's supposed to happen because I know damn well that me and everybody in this chat, if any content creator is going through something like this, we will all have their back and support them regardless of all this bullshit. We'll put it aside for the time being at the least. I didn't know if I was going to get something like that. It didn't even occur to me, honestly. I just wanted to come on here and talk, but I'm humbled by it, and I thank every one of you. Guys, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. This woman, she's everything to me. Um, and in the last few years, there's so much that I want to do with her because we used to, guys, you don't understand, like New York especially, you know. Forget about Queens where we lived, Brooklyn. You know, me and my mom would take trips to Bensonhurst and Bay Ridge. You know, constantly. We were always at my aunt and uncle's house. We were always at my grandmother's house on Bay Ridge Parkway. We would get up early in the morning and go get yoo-hoo and bagels, hot bagels with butter. And we'd go shop on 86th Street for everything. You know what I mean? Back then, remember all the street vendors? You could get anything, clothes, fruits and vegetables, anything. And I've been wanting to take her back to Brooklyn for years now, but she just can't walk well enough. I got to find out if I can rent a fucking scooter from somewhere, even if I got to go buy one. I want to take her places. I want to, but I don't know if I can. I just want to try to. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, there was a tragedy that took place in my life a long time ago. And I thought I was being the hero. And I did everything that I thought was going to make this person feel better about what happened. And it turned out in the long run, I was told that I did everything wrong. All I did was serve as a reminder of what happened. And I don't want to, if my mom is sitting in her room relaxing, watching something on TV, I don't want to be bugging her and reminding her, I don't, my mom is an unbelievable person who can compartmentalize in ways that I've never seen. She's been getting bad news for a while, not like this, but she fucking keeps going, man. She puts it out of her head and she keeps going. She gets in her car every single fucking day. She says, I want to go get coffee. I want to go get this. I say, Ma, I'll get it. Any excuse to drive my car, I'll gladly. No. She wants to go out. She wants to keep moving. I mean, she was working up until she moved in here with us. Well, she broke her ankle. Before that, 30% of her heart function, she's doing home health care and she's taking care of other people. My mom, until this day, if she thinks I need anything or, I burnt my fucking toes a couple of weeks ago. She hauled ass to Walmart to get me what I need. My mom is an angel on earth in my eyes. I just can't believe this is happening. Cat, the U.S. Navy vet, you have proven how strong you really are, Chris. Please remember you are the abandoned husband. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry. You will get through it. Take one day at a time. We do understand. Trust us in the faith we have in you. Thank you very, very much. I don't know, my presence on here. I don't know what it's going to be. I'll tell you this. I'm not going to lie. I know I'm going to probably need you guys, I'm gonna be on here probably. I don't know. I can't say when I'll be on next, but I'll be on here from time to time because um, of this. Because if I wasn't on here with you guys right now, Shanna is at work. I don't know. She asked me. She insisted on staying home. I told her no, 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 no. I kind of forced her because I know Shanna doesn't miss work ever. And I don't want to make her miss work. I'm a OCD. I'm a fucking nut. I have a guilty conscience about everything. I wish she was here with me right now, though. But she's not. I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't on here. I don't know what I'm going to do when I end this live stream. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. I don't want to be home, but there's nowhere to go. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I should have let Shauna stay home. I just feel bad. She's worried about me. I got to take fucking Peanut out. Rusty, too. You know, it's weird, but I'm actually glad that we got that puppy because my mom loves that puppy, man. I came down the other night. I thought I thought Peanut was in his little playpen. I go in the kitchen and there's my mom rocking him back and forth. She said, if you rock him back and forth, he'll go to sleep, right? I said, I did not know that, Mom. And he was asleep in her arms and she's rocking him back and forth. She must have kept him in her arms for 2 hours. The other night when we were going to dinner, she tells me, me and Brian are going to split dinner. I said, oh, no, you're not. Me and Brian can split dinner, not you and Brian. My mom, you keep your money. I don't let her spend shit. Every time we order food, she tries to hand me money. Fuck out of here. Don't you dare. I just want her to be happy. I caused her so much fucking pain in my life. So much pain. The sleepless nights I must have caused her. My God. She is. I'm going to have her on here. I'm going to have her on here. Is that right? I gotta find one, Minnie. I'll buy one. I don't care. I'll fucking buy one. I checked them out the other day because I wanted to get her one. And I mean, you could get a shitty one. It doesn't matter. I don't want to get because I can afford one. I don't need. I got to be careful every fucking thing I say. But I think they're between like $600 and $900. The cheap, shitty ones. I don't know how good they are. But Josie, hold on. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm sorry. This fucking peanut. Holy shit. He was screaming like he was being tortured. I never heard him fucking scream like that. And Rusty wasn't bothering him. What the fuck, bro? I almost had a fucking stroke. I had to just take him outside. I don't know what the fuck his problem is. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. Josie, I don't know if I got to this, but I was gonna say something like that would be awesome. I got to figure something out. I know, War. Oh, really, Mini 560? She has, Cat. Unkillable Soul. This is Beck, Brooklyn, FBS. And if you cry, don't be ashamed. A real man will cry, especially for his mother. Bro, I cried more in the last 8 hours than I've cried my entire fucking life. It ain't easy to make me cry. I'm sometimes I am almost oddly void of emotion. I've been through a lot, but not today. FBS, just like you, my father wasn't around. My mom was all I had. When she left, I truly felt lost and abandoned. She was my rock. I can only imagine, Jane, and I'm sorry for your loss. I can only imagine. Come on, Peanut. Stop it. FBS, I can't help not say this, but my father has congestive heart failure and other heart issues, and he started eating a tablespoon of cayenne pepper a day, and it's changed his heart for the best. Is that right, Michael? I never knew about that. Yeah, Charlene and Clark for sure. She did. My mom, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for my mom. Let me tell you something. All that time I spent in a fucking hospital, numerous times, days and days and days at a time, she never left my fucking side, not once. And I was the same when she was in the hospital. We put my mother-in-law in hospice last week. She has a few days left. She's on morphine now. Fuck cancer. 658. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. My mom hasn't even passed yet, and this is a type of pain that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. You know, the last person who said that to me was John Alight. On Father's Day. I texted him because I was thinking about him because he lost his daughter, and I always think about him and Steve Cutler and all those people. Sorry, he's tearing my leg up right now. And I texted him, I'm thinking about you on Father's Day. I can't imagine the pain you're going through, whatever. And he said, bro, all this shit I've been through in my life, I've never felt a type of pain like this. I believe it. Mob Talk Radio with Jeff Canarsie. Just got home late, buddy. I want you to know you need anything at all, anything. I got you, whatever you need. Thank you, Mob Talk Radio. I know you do, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you. Shannon ain't going to be home until early in the morning. Shannon ain't going to be home until about 7, 8 o'clock. But thank you, Teresa. Joe C., you have a wrench, right? You don't have a wrench? Miss Can't Be Wrong, Joe C. is okay, right? He's always been good, hasn't he? I don't know if Miss Can't Be Wrong's here. Maybe Jesse. Jesus. Oh my God, it's so late. A lot of people reaching out. No, there's not. But I'll be okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I got to distract myself. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm. To tell you the truth, Michelle, and I know the best thing for me. This might seem odd, but the best thing for me right now is to be alone because I'm gonna be absent anyway. I can't. That's another reason I just, had Shanna go to work because I wouldn't be present, so to speak. That's all right. Rusty went out. He was done quick. This little fucker. Look, he's eating my goddamn cell phone charger, you little prick. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You get electrocuted, you fucking dumbbell. Cut it out. Fucking tiny terror. Oh, that charger's not even plugged in. I don't give a fuck. Don't chew it. Yeah, I know. Fucking little tiny ass bark. Yeah, Alex. As a mom and grandma, there's nothing you need to feel guilty about, dear. Your mama loves you unconditionally. Yes, just do what you normally do. Once a problem is solved, we don't dwell on it, love. I know. Her seeing you the way you are now is what makes her happy, bro. I hope so. Okay. No. Hold on, guys. Holy shit, he's a fucking monster. Oh my god. That little fucker is capable of destruction like I've never seen. Those little fucking teeth. Whew. We all do, bro, but as a parent, none of that matters because we love our kids unconditionally and understand. Don't beat yourself up for that. You're right, Mustache Pete. I know it 100%, but it's just me. It's the way I'm built. I can't help but beat myself up for it. I'm still fucking dwelling on things I did to people they don't even think about. I said something once to my daughter. I thought she was mad at me about something from a long, long time ago. She said, "What are you, crazy? What are you even talking about?" She had no idea what I was talking about. And for about a year, I was beating myself up. And it was, if I told you what it was something so stupid. But that's just the way I am, I hope not, War. That was your job as a child. Do you think us moms see you as 25 or 50? No, us moms always just see. I know. Well, me too. Dads too, I think. If you have your mother on, we can all tell her what a great job she has done, mother and human. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm going to have her on. Fuck these trolls and shit. Blow me. And I know they said Tony Pizza's already talking shit, but ignore him. Okay, that's what he does. And his scumbag team members are coming in here. Karma, fuck off. You'll get yours too, eventually. Everybody's parents die. You call it karma if you want, stupid ass. We rent one when we go to Hawaii. Just look up wheelchair and scooter rentals in your area. I am. That's maybe Kat. That's what I'll do tonight. That and I'll plan some shit. I'll keep my mind occupied. Oh, that was the fucking bro. You hear that? He went ape shit. I never heard him scream like that. That was That was insane. Yeah, bro. Oh my god, my fucking head's killing me. Angel, Sila, Tony, and Marla are with you. FBS showing nothing but class tonight. Well, like I said, told him I said thank you. I could put shit like this aside. Angel does it too. With all the fucking fights that me and that woman have had, anytime she thinks I'm going through a tough time, she reaches out. And anytime I think she's going through a tough time, I reach out. I'm just gonna tell you honestly. When she lost her dog, I obviously I texted her and I sent my condolences. I told her I know it's got to be tough. I'm so sorry. She thanked me. When I was going through something a while back, she reached out. She was extremely concerned about what I was going through. Um, See, that's the thing about all this, guys, is that it's like I said before. The majority of people on here, as cold hearted as they can be, they do have a heart, me included, except for a couple. I mean, but we'll see. I don't know. But, I'm not in any place right now mentally where if somebody from the other side comes in here and says something kind, that I'm going to be like, no, you're not welcome here. Get the fuck out of here. You're from the other side. Fuck that, bro. And guess what? We've been on here 2 fucking years, and I'm sure we're going to be on here a long time to come. We're all going to experience tragedy. We all are. And yeah, it's good when an entire community comes together to support one of us. This tonight is amazing. I mean, I'm honored to have all this support from you guys. I don't know what I would do without any of you. I swear to God, I don't. I get mad and I talk about money and all that shit, but let me tell you something. The way I've gotten to know you guys, like as if you're family members of mine, even if I never made a dime again, I would at least come on from time to time just to hang with you guys. It's a funny community. I mean, I remember I used to think about it. I would wake up and I'd be like, where's everybody at? It's like we're in a neighborhood, and we're at each other's houses. I wake up, where's everybody at? Gunsmokes? All right, let me go over to Gunsmokes. I see everybody there. Everybody's in the chat. When SoFlo was cool, his show, then my show. Then whoever comes on, if maybe sometimes nobody, and then I come on back on at night. Everybody knows. We all know where we could find each other. You know what I mean? It's a special thing. Where do you guys see Gunsmoke? Gunsmoke? I didn't see him in here, but he did text me. Is Gunsmoke in here? I'm not even sure. I don't see him either. I don't know. He found his bark. He certainly did, little fucker. Oh my God. He's terrible. That shit, though, I never heard nothing like that. I think he was just fed up. I don't know. Because he's never in his place. Here's the problem. He's never in his playpen. Okay. And I call it a playpen. It's a house, whatever, but it reminds me of a baby's playpen. It's huge. It's like what Don Berlin showed that his dogs have the other day. He's never in there because, I don't keep him in there. I let him out to run around. I don't want to keep him caged up, so to speak. I take him out like 45 times a day. Shanna comes home in the morning, takes him right up to bed and sleeps with him until she gets up. If I'm not here, Braden has him. And he don't like being in there. But Braden has school tomorrow. It's his first day, so he couldn't, watch him. Usually he watches him while I do the show. And I don't want to bother my mom with him tonight. So Braden put him in the playpen before I started the show, and I guess he just got fed up. He's crying in there right now. There's nothing I could do. I feel terrible, but he's got to get used to, not always being with somebody. You know what, Kirk Davis? It's funny you say that. I don't know about him, but Rusty knows us. Rusty knows me. He probably spends more time with me than anyone else. And I can see that he's fucked up. Like Rusty he knows something's wrong. I can see it. I don't think Rusty has ever seen me hysterical crying before, and he's been seeing it all day. So I don't think, it's that far of a stretch to say that he knows something's wrong. He heard you talking about him. He like, you better get to. Oh yeah, probably, bro. Let me get down here. Wait a minute, what's going on? I'm sure you do, Josie. It's fucking horrible to lose a parent. You know, I don't even talk to my dad. I haven't talked to him in over a decade. And I was thinking about him the other night and how devastated I'm going to be when he passes. So imagine my mom. Jesus Christ. That's terrible, Jojo. But cherish your parents, man. Every minute you have with them. Everybody's talking like gunsmokes in here. I'm very confused. Thank you, Blacks. Thank you, Steve Cutler. Thank you, bro. I can't, Steve, till this day, I can't even imagine the fucking pain that you go through. I can't. You're a strong dude, bro. Incredibly strong. I couldn't have survived what you did. My condolences always, bro. I became more emotional and sympathetic as I got older. Maybe it's because I didn't take life as seriously when I was younger. I was throwing caution to the wind. Yeah, definitely, bro. And I know how I lived my life. I lived my life. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was good points. I was a very good father. When my, through most of my daughter's childhood, I became kind of a jerk off when she was in her mid-teens. But I always supported my family and stuff. But I was a fucking animal for a large part of my life. So I see things differently now. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, I hear that. Mustache Pete, I'm going to try to get some sleep, but if you need to talk, bro, call me. I'll pick up. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Todd, Father, I was in Willow Street a few weeks ago visiting family. I thought of reaching out, but it was only for a few nights. Willow Street, bro, that's the Lancaster area, right, bro? I think so. I'm not exactly sure where Willow Street is, but I don't think it's that far from me. Bro, if that ever happens again, reach out. Yeah, I know things went sideways, Todd Father, but me and you were cool, bro. You used to make me hungry with pictures of that fucking banging ass food you make. We used to talk, me and Todd Father, a lot. This guy, listen, this is why I never said a bad word about him. He has a good heart. I'll tell you that shit. But I'd always meet up with you, man. Hit me up if that ever happens again. That dog is losing his mind. Teresa Marie, FBS had a cancerous nodule on my thyroid. I went through all kinds of hell. I was okay. Then it came back. Thank God I listened to my gut, but they do incredible things these days. Well, I'm glad you're okay, Teresa. They thought I had one. It turned out to be benign, but I had a nodule on my thyroid. That shit was scary just waiting for the results. You know what? Fuck that, Chad. Yeah, we need to talk anyway. I like you, Chad. I always liked you, bro. Why do we not talk on the phone from time to time? And I'm not that for coming from me. That's saying a lot. I don't like talking on the phone. But you've always been a good dude. You don't come on the show no more. Mustache Pete, when I'm that sad, I isolate. At least in the beginning, I need to be alone as well. I feel you on that. Yeah, it's just better for me. I know it is because I need to think. As much as I don't want to think, I need to. But Shanna, from the second she found out this news, is everything I know Shanna to be. You know, she's an absolute fucking sweetheart and an angel. And she would have stayed home from work and spent every second consoling me, so to speak. Puppy teeth are like little razors, especially on the toes. Yeah, that motherfucker, man. He fucked my $70 polo slides up the other day. He fucked them up so bad. They're still wearable, but they're not the same. Yeah, Steve Cutler. You know, it's funny, man, because you'll rarely hear me say I'm having a bad day. I might say, relatively speaking, something like that, or it's been a rough day. There's a reason I don't say that, man, because this was a bad day. You know, there's people out there really having a bad day. You know, when I woke up today, I was in good spirits as usual. You know, I listened to somebody, you know about that, and I planned a show and all that. I was looking forward to that, but things can happen in the blink of an eye, man, and everything changes. Things I was worried about, like I said just hours ago, I don't. It just doesn't. It all seems insignificant. It does. I don't even want to be fucking on here bashing anyone or attacking them, or I don't. I don't. I just want to figure out how to get through this. And I want to take care of my mom to the best of my ability every day for as long as I can. Cat, the U.S. Navy vet, how you give back is staying on track, clean and sober, and the loving son, husband, and father you are now. Being happy is all we want from our children. Well, I'm going to continue to do that, Cat, no matter what. Don't you talk to that gorgeous pup like that. You snuggle that little munchkin. He will make you smile. He does make me smile. But I just got to, when I'm done with this show, I got to take him out for a little while, let him run around. He'll be happy again. He's just, he's not used to being in there. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Matty R., your mother raised an incredible dude. To defeat and hold addiction down the way you have is no easy feat, and your mother admires you for that and so much more. Much love, man. We're all here from you. Thank you, Matty R. Thank you, bro. I agree, Captain Downtown. This is what families do. Yeah, bro. Absolutely. And we are just that. When I got the call about my mom, I got to her house just a few minutes too late. Her coffee was still lukewarm in her cup, but she was gone. It's just a complete feeling of loss. I can't empathize, FBS. I can't even. I can't even. I don't know how I'm gonna. It's something I've been afraid of my whole life. The only reason I say that I almost wish it was sudden is because I don't want her to be scared. I'm going to tell you a funny story real quick, but it keeps going through my head right now. And by the way, Carlos, thank you, bro. I appreciate that from you, man. Thank you. We were at a flea market a long time ago. Long. Me, my mom, and my brother. I'm talking about like 94, 95. Sometimes we'd go to the flea market and set up. My brother was a collector. I was a collector. My mom had tons of shit from throughout her lifetime. You know, my mom still has a fucking ashtray from Copacabana from the fucking 70s, you know. But we would go to the flea market every now and then and just set up and, you know, sell shit, make some extra money, whatever. You know what I mean? I always had a hustle going on. My mom's the same way, you know. My brother, too. We were at the flea market, and the way it works is you got to get there like 4 a.m. Okay, 3, 4 in the morning just to get a spot. And then the flea market, people don't really start showing up till 7, 8 in the morning. So you set up and now you just got all these hours to wait. So we would like nap in the car because we got up so fucking, got up in the middle of the night to go there. And I was playing an Outcast CD. I think it was Outcast. I could be wrong, but I had it playing. We were in an SUV, and my mom was asleep or falling asleep, and all of a sudden this music came on that sounded like funeral music, and my mom jumped up, terrified, and said she thought she was dying because of the music. It really was some eerie ass funeral type music. Um, I can't explain to you the fear um, that I saw her feel, because it's funny in a way. We can laugh at it now, and we do, but I just think about it because, it's just an indicator, just thinking back on that of how scared she is of dying. Cat the U.S. Navy vet. I almost lost my husband this last month. 17 days in the hospital. I was a mess. I'm still afraid, even though he's home. But the thought of life without him after 31 years, ugh, so grateful. Yeah, man. I'm so happy for you. I can understand where you're coming from, and I haven't even, I've been with Shanna, 4 years, and I couldn't imagine losing her. I'm glad he's okay, Kat. FPS, you helped me stay clean and sober through the deaths of my dad and my wife. Thank you, bro. Thank you for saying that. That I'm honored by that. That I could do that or help you in any way. Oh, Gunsmoke blocked someone. Oh, okay. So all right. So he's in the bushes. Teresa, I will never forget that vision and feeling. It's funny. Like Thanksgiving and Christmas, I spend with my family. Then later those evenings, I spend with the Mob Tube family. We're here for each other. We are. We are. Respect to you too, Carlos. Gunsmoke the Don. So sorry, big bro. Forget the low lifes on YouTube. Real life is more important. I'm always here for you. I didn't want to comment in here during a time like this. Bro, don't worry about that. Thank you, man. Thank you. I saw you texted, bro. I'll text you back after the show. Thank you, Kat. I'm grateful too. Chad D, I always said our chat is the best. If someone is hurting or going through something, we all are, and rally around and support that person. Yeah, we do, for sure. Do you hear that little fucker? Cat the U.S. Navy vet. Oh, little cutie. My mom told us put a TikTok clock in our puppy's bed. Oh, really? Thank you, Joe Batters. Thank you, man. I bet, Steve. Sorry for your loss, bro. Was it Green Mile? Was it Green Mile where the dude explained that, because they, like you live forever. On the movie, whoever had that power or whatever, they live forever. Something like that, right? I don't remember exactly. But he said something about living forever is a curse because you get to see everyone around you die. I always thought about that. That always stuck with me. The older you are, the more people around you you're going to lose. And it's fucking, it's heartbreaking. Oh, Teresa, I am. Tell you the truth, I've already forgiven him. Hang in there, my friend. Oh, Chad McDonough. Hang in there, my friend. I put my mom through the same thing. Believe me, your mom loves you. Her seeing you sober, married, and living with you and Shanna. Best son a mother can ask for. Thank you, man. I hope so. I just hope I've made her as happy as possible. All right, guys, listen. Thank you, American Made. Thank you very much. Guys, I hate to end it. I have to because this dog is going fucking bonkers in there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I feel bad for him. So I want to take him out. I don't want to end this stream, trust me. All right, Shinebox, thank you for everything, man. Yeah, I don't want to end this stream, but I think I have to. And I gotta end it sooner or later anyway, right? I don't know when you'll see me next, guys, but if I do come on anytime soon, it ain't gonna be the usual. I ain't bashing nobody. I ain't worried about nobody's bashing me. I ain't responding to nothing. I'm just gonna come on and talk to you guys. That's it. I know you'll be here for me. I'm gonna, Steve. Oh, of course, Chad. Yeah, of course. FBS, they make a stuffed animal snuggly. You can get it from Amazon. It has a warm spot in a heartbeat. Really? Oh, I'm gonna look that up tonight, Elsa. Thank you, Jane. This is so nice that all of us came together for FBS. Just leave your camera on, and some of us hang FBS. Now I'm gonna end it, but thank you. And yeah, it is. It is. I'm shocked and I'm honored at the same fucking time. And I don't give a fuck who we're fighting with, what the beef is. I already know we'll be the same for anybody here who's going through anything tough, without a doubt. I don't. I'll just say this before I go. This is where one or two people make a mistake here. All of this to me, I'll say it again. It's just entertainment. It's just for fun. That's why, if Angel or somebody who I was once friends with and is now beefing with, if somebody like that is going through something tough, the first thing I'm gonna do as soon as I find out is reach out to them. I don't care about this shit. Who gives a fuck? It's words. Who cares? And especially at times like this. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you. My head is killing me from crying. My eyes are killing me. Now this puppy's gonna kill me. I'm gonna take him out and thank you, Stormy Rivers. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to take him out and try to calm him down. Oh, I will, Teresa. You never know. I might just pop back on. But I'm going to try to get some sleep because I'm going to fucking lose my mind on these doctors tomorrow. I'm not going to get into why yet, but Don Berlin knows the fucking story. I feel like there's something they could be doing to save my mom's life right now, and they're not doing it, and I want to know why. I want to know why. Absolutely, bro. Yeah, I would never have her in a situation like that. She was in there for a little while, and it broke my fucking heart. My mom is like my grandmother. My grandmother, listen, she lived in Brooklyn from the day she was born till she was 72 fucking years old, and that woman, we would go there. She'd be in her fucking 60s, late 60s. We'd pull up a Bay Ridge Parkway and she's walking from the fucking grocery store with her basket full of groceries and shit. That woman was independent. When she had to come here after she had a stroke, she was miserable because she wasn't in Brooklyn no more. It wasn't as easy to just go outside and walk where you want to go and stuff, and my mother's the same way. My mother is, you never forget, my mother is Brooklyn born and raised. Brooklyn born and raised. And that's who she is. Trust me, when I have her on here, you're going to hear and see the Brooklyn in her. So she's independent. She don't want to be taken care of. She don't want to be in a situation where people could tell her when she can go outside and when she can't. And I won't have her in a situation like that. Fuck that. FBS, take care of you and the rest will work out. Let me know if you need anything. I went through this with my mom and both grandparents in the recent years. I will, Minnie, thank you. I will. I'll definitely reach out to you. I will, Beck. That's a good idea, Teresa. Jen Silo. Chris, it's Tony Silo. I'm praying for you and your mom tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. Means a lot to me. It does. Yeah. You know, I think it's necessary for me to do that right now. You're fucking right, Teresa. All right, guys, listen. I can't possibly express how much all your kindness and support has meant to me tonight. I don't know where I'd be right now if I didn't do this show, but it might not be someplace good. I'm just going to be honest with you. It might not be. So I don't know what I'd do without you guys and everybody from everywhere who came over to offer. I won't say condolences yet, but just your kind words. I'll never forget it. Trust me. I appreciate each and every one of you every day. Believe that. All right, Elsa, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to order that bitch right now. For real. Everybody who donated, donations weren't necessary, but thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Always grateful for anything you send. And I don't know when I'll be on next, guys, but, it might be tomorrow. I might just come on and talk. I don't know, but I'm going to be focused on this. I'm not coming on here to fucking talk about anybody. I don't care. That's it, guys. I love each and every one of you. And until next time, salute.